Hello everyone and welcome back to Gloria's Crafts. Today we're going to be making some Easter decor. I'm pretty excited about it, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start with this little bunny right here. The hole that's at the top, I used the lightweight spackle from the Dollartree. And then I sanded it once it was dry. So now we're going to get to painting this beautiful, lovely little man. Okay? So you're going to take tape, any size tape you have, and you're going to, I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to tape down my little bunny. Then you're going to take another piece of tape and put that next to it. This is not going to stay on here, you're just using this as a spacer. Then you're going to take another piece of tape and you're going to put it right next to the other one. This one's going to stay. Then you take this one off, use it again as a spacer, get another piece of tape, put it next to it. This one's going to stay on, so you want to make sure that you press it down, and as you can see I have used this tape more than once. Then you take your spacer tape off, and this would be here. Then what you're going to do is put a piece of tape at the bottom, then you're going to use another piece of tape as a spacer tape, or you could use the bottom as your spacer tape, but I'm going to use this one. Then you're going to get another piece of tape and put it right here. Then you're going to take your spacer tape off and you're going to take it up here. Get another piece of tape. You can use any tape you like. So you're going to take this tape and put it right here. And then I believe the spacer tape would be up here. Okay? So you don't need to leave that on there. So you're going to keep this tape aside. Now I'd like to do my bunny. You want to make sure that all your tape is on. And I'd like to do my bunny pink and white and leave some of the wood. So now I'm going to mix the paint. So I have white acrylic paint, and I'm going to put some in my bowl. Then I'm going to take ballet slipper, the chalk paint, and put that in the bowl. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot. I just would like to lighten it up. So you don't need a whole bunch, but you want enough to do your squares you have for your bunny. So now I'm mixing the paint together to make my ballet slipper lighter, because I'd like it more of a pastel color. And then I have my little sponge, which I love these. So I'm going to dip it in, just like that. And wherever it's not taped, I'm going to paint it with my pink color. You want to make sure you get the entire square or the area where you are not taped off, and just paint it. With the chalk paint, it dries fairly quickly, which is wonderful. Now you want to make sure that you get every bit of your area, because you're going to be taking the tape off. It's better if you take the tape off while it's wet. So I'm going back over everything to make sure I get every piece that is not taped. Now, you're going to start with your top layer of tape and take that off first. And you can reuse it. So I just stick it to my table. And then you're going to take the next piece off, the next piece off, and then you're going to take the other pieces off. So you're going to have to wait for this to dry, but what I like to do is fix where I painted and use my paintbrush. So now, if you see, he's a little pinker in different areas. So then I like to take my paintbrush, smooth it out, and also clean up the lines and make sure every bit is painted. Every bit. So now we have to wait for this to dry, and I'm going to go wash off my paintbrush and everything. Okay, so while our bunny is drying, I have a little chick on here that I already did the white square, so I just taped it to do the yellow squares, and I'm going to use the color Maize in chalk paint. I'm going to give it a good shake. I'm going to have quite a bit on the lid. I don't want that much on the lid, holy moly. Okay, so I'm going to take my white paint in acrylic, put some in a bowl. Like I said, I'd like pastel colors for my items. So I have my maize, and I'm going to take it out and put some in here to lighten it up a bit. It is light, but I'd like it a little lighter. Give it a good mix. Gonna add a little bit more yellow. Oopsie. I'll wipe that lid out before I put everything back. Mix it up. I think that's a lovely pastel yellow. And now I'm going to get my sponge. Oh, here's what it looks like now. I'm going to get my sponge and start sponging it on my little chicken. I believe it's a little chicken. And I already have the white on there. So right now I am just trying to get the yellow where the square is. So I am patting it on there, trying to get the whole entire little chick, who's a cutie, cutie, cutie. So when you think you have it all done, what you're going to do is take the top pieces off first. So I'm going to try and save this tape, but unfortunately it gets stuck to my paper. And then I'm going to take the other one off. And right now the white is covered up, but you're going to be able to see that shortly. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. I think you can see that it has white and the light yellow on there. And of course I have to fix the yellow with my paintbrush. So, here's my little chick. The white really, really stands out. And then I want the wood color also. So now I'm going to try to clean up my lines and paint everything. So that's what it looks like right now. I might add another color. I am not sure. I might add a darker yellow when this dries, because it seems pretty bare to me. I don't know about you, but my little chick looks bare to me. So I might add another yellow, but I have to put her aside to let her dry. Here's our bunny, and he is dry. So now what you want to do is you want to get your tape that you already used, and you're going to put it on, but this is going to be your spacer. And then you're going to put on the next one, which this is now your spacer. The second one is your spacer. I believe, yes, is that correct? No, that's your line. This is going to be your spacer, like I said at first. So then take your spacer off, because you want to have the blankness. Put it here for your next line. Put this right here, because it already has color, so you'd like this to be here all across. Take this off. Put it here, because this is your spacer. And then you want to do your bunny ears, because you've already painted them pink. So there is that. Okay? So you want to take your tape off and push down your painter's tape, or whatever tape you're using. Now you want to do long lines diagonally. So this will be your spacer right here. Then this will be your permanent line. I believe that's correct. Let me see. Yes. This will be your spacer. you can do this any way you'd like. This will be your permanent line that we're putting on. So every other one, depending on where you want to paint, is going to be your spacer. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no wrong way to do it. It's just whatever makes you happy. And then this would be your spacer. So, and then this is a spacer. Now, if you see, there's a little bit of his toe and part of his ear here. If you take this off, you're not going to have your straight line because there's not going to be any line here. Or should there be a line here? Yes, there should. My bad. So, you want to put this right here. Take a piece off and put it on his little foot. You want the flat edge side, not the part you ripped. Take your spacer off. Okay, so now we had already painted the color white. Now we're going to make pink. Did I do pink already or did I do white? I'm so confused. I did pink, so now we're going to do white. We already did the pink, so now we're going to do the white. Again, do the same thing you did to your other, to the, oh my goodness, this bunny, and to the little chickie. Do the same exact thing. You are just making sure that the entire square is full, where you can paint. I think this is very soothing, a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited about how this is going to turn out. I'm going to show you how to make a stand to stand up your little friends. So you want to go around and make sure that every part here that you have has paint on it. Okay? Now, if you want, you could take your paintbrush and start painting while the tape is on to smooth everything out. That might even be better because then you won't go out of the lines. I am not the greatest painter, but I try. And practice makes perfect, so eventually I will be perfect. So for right now, I am just smoothing out my lines. This will also help to get paint on every area that you want. And it won't be glopped on, and it'll look awesome when you take the tape off. So, now start with the top pieces, which they love my newspaper. So you start with the top piece, you take it off, start with the next piece, watch out for the paper, take it off. We do have a little bit of runoff. I don't know if you can see this right here. So I took a baby wipe and I'm going to try and make it a straight line. So if you take a baby wipe while it's still wet, you can kind of get it off, so it won't look so bad. Take off the top piece where your pink is. Now you're going to see where you put the pink down earlier. Now, wherever you have runoff and you don't like it, take your baby wipe. This one has some yellow on it and we don't want that. So I'm going to get another one. And I'm going to go around my boxes to straighten out my lines. So each time you go to straighten out your lines, make sure you turn over your baby wipe so you're not using the spot that already has paint on it. Just very carefully straighten out that line. It's so much easier when the paint is wet. When it's dry, that's not good. So this way it comes off. You don't have to worry about it. And this is what our bunny looks like so far. I like the natural wood also, and the pink and the white. And I did one that is also green and white. Here he is. He's green and white. And this one's pink and white. I absolutely adore them. And I'm waiting for my little chickadee over here to dry. She looks pretty much dry. I don't think she has enough coloring, so I am going to use a darker yellow to go in and put some color on her. So let's get started doing that. For my little chickadee right here, I first used maize. Now I'm going to use a brighter glue, yellow. I don't know why I said glue. I'm going to mix it with some white. And what I did was I tried to do the tape where the paint was. So I just want to make this a softer yellow, but not as soft as it was when we first did it. That's why I went with a darker color. So I'm going to start painting right here. Try not to get on the lines I have. But if you can make them sharper, you can paint over what you already have there. It's entirely up to you. I am just trying to miss where the tape, well, the white is next to the tape, because I don't want to take all that away either. I'm going to try my sponge to also do this, because I'd like to do both patterns and see how that turns out when we're done. So I'm trying not to get where the white is, and trying to just do my yellow in the area. Now, once you think you have everything covered, then again you start with the top pieces. Or you could paint it. And I'm going to try and paint it to get rid of the little bit of squishy lines you get from the sponge. Hopefully this will turn out. It seems so plain, and I didn't want her plain. So I added more yellow. Hopefully there'll be two different colors too. So we're going to start with the top tape and take that off first. It is a little darker, I think, from the other yellow we have down, but we will see. Yes, it is. It seems like it's much darker than the other yellow we have down that we started with. So, here's how our little chickie looks. I think she's adorable. I'm going to try to get rid of my lines, and then we're going to use the tumbling tower blocks to make a stand for our little lady and our two Mr. Bunnies. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, so here's what we have so far. We have this adorable little girl bunny. She's pink and white. Whoops, my camera just dropped. So sorry about that. Adorable pink bunny. Then we have our little chickie. She's adorable too. And then we have our green little man. So what I did was I took some of this twine, and for her, this young lady right here, I made two little bows out of the twine, and I'm going to put them right on her little bend in her ear. And I'm going to hot glue them on her little ear. First I need to clean them up, so I gotta go get a lighter. Okay, the twine is all frayed. So what I'm going to do is, it pretty much just burns the ends of the twine. You want to be careful with that. You don't want to get hurt. But I need these pieces gone. So here's your little bow. Okay, with not a lot of twine. And you need adult supervision for this if you're going to use a lighter. So here's her one bow, and it looks much better than the other bow because the other bow has all these wispies on it. So we're gonna do the same thing, and try not to burn myself, as I'm telling you guys to be careful. So I got all the extra twine off. So I'm going to take my little lady right here, and I am going to hot glue onto the back of her little bow and put it right at the bend of the ear, right here. Put that right on there. Then I'm going to take the other one, there's it on the bend of her ear. Then I'm going to take the other one and put it on the other bend of her ear. So I'm going to take some hot glue and put it right there on her little ear. So now she has little bows on her ear. Her ears, I should say, not her ear. Now, for my little chickie, she is going to get this pretty flower. I'm trying to think of where I'd like her flower. Thinking I might put it down here. So I'm going to take some hot glue, put it on the back, and put it right here to add a little bit of color to her, and let that dry. So here she is with her little flower. My ceiling fan is making it move. So for my little man here, love him, I'm going to give him a little bow tie. Here. Okay, so I flipped him over, and I'm going to put a little glue on the back so I could put the twine right here. And while that's drying, I'd like to give him a little bit of, you know, the appearance that it goes all the way around his, to make him a collar for his tie. So I'm going to add more glue to secure it. I'm going to take the scissors, I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to press down with my scissors because I do not want to touch the hot glue. So I'm spreading that out. Waiting for that to dry. And it's not real hot, which is awesome. And I'm going to flip him over. Check him out. I'm going to use a lighter to get rid of all these sprays. Okay, so the majority of the frays are now gone. Just want to make sure they're all gone. I don't want them sticking out. Okay. Oh, I smudged him. That's not good. So, here he is with his little collar for his little bow tie, and here's his bow tie. I'm going to get a baby wipe and try and wipe off where my fingers were black from when I smudged his, or, you know, when I touched his little tie from when I was smoking it, trying to get the stuff off. So, here he is. I should clean my hands. I didn't do a great job. Now I live and learn. Don't do what I did. Don't touch them without washing your hands. So, I have his little tie, and I'm going to put it right on there. So I'm going to take some hot glue and put that right there. I'm going to hold this down until it adheres, which is great. Now, I'd like these to stand up. So what I need to do is, I took my Jenga blocks or my tumbling towers, and for this young gentleman, I would like his to be the plain wood on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue right here this Jenga block, kind of in the center. So I'm going to take hot glue on the side, and put it in the center, just like that. So that'll help him stand up, but we need one for the back. So I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to put hot glue on it and kind of put it in the same spot as the other one. And let's see our little friend. Whoops. He stands up, kind of. Well, he's not on a flat surface. So there you go, on a flat surface. I think it has to be down further because I have this little lip here, and I did not take it down far enough. So I'm going to take them off, which just leaves glue residue. And when you do it, you want to make sure that he is not sticking out, the bottom of him. So I'm going to try it again. I'm going to put hot glue on. I'm going to take it to the very, very, very bottom. So this now is not sticking out. It's flush with the bottom. Right here. Flush with the bottom. Then I'm going to do the other side. We'll see if he stands up now. Hopefully that's a yes. And take this down to the very, very bottom. Make sure it's flush. Line it up. I think he might need some on these little feet. So I'm going to try just on the back to see if that works. I'm going to take another one. I'm going to glue it on this side this time. And then I'm going to put it on his foot, but you want to make it all the way down. Then I'm going to take another one. We'll see if this works. And put it all the way down on this one. All the way down. Let's see if he stands up any better. Still a little slanty. So we're going to have to do more, I believe, in the front. Let's see. I want to do this front the same way I did the first one on the front. So you want to bring it all the way down and get more of your blocks. Do it again. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to find another way to do this. But I believe this will work. Okay? There he is. He stands up. He stands up. Yay! So here is the one gentleman. Okay? He is standing up. Now for the little chickadee. We're going to do 2 on the front, 2 on the back. I painted only one, the yellow color. So we're going to see how that works out. Okay, so here is how they all turned out. We've got Mr. Bunny with his little bow tie, Miss Chick with her little flower, and little Miss Bunny with her little ear bows. So thanks so much for watching. Come back again and see what else I make. And have a blessed day. And thank you very much for watching. Bye.